Morning, Leslie. Sun has been a-shining again, thank God. It's been cold again, though, ain't it?
Oh, yes, I was going to get my shorts out and keep them out, but they came out for a day or two and they've gone back in the drawer again. It's a bit nippy. I don't know how these postmen walk around all year with their shorts on, don't they?
Well, they ain't right, are they? That's as simple as that, you know. Why would you want to go around wearing your shorts, you know? I mean, blast. Like you, I put me body warmer away.
Yes.
But the girl Rosemary, she'd call it a
gilet.
She'd call it
a gilet. Gilet.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes.
She say, "Oh, you got one of them
gilets."
That's right. When you write it, I thought that was gillet, but that ain't, is it? Because she say it's got a silent letter.
Yes. A soft G.
That's right.
Yes.
So, but I prefer body warmer because at least you know where you are, don't you? But I had put mine away. Well, I had to get mine out again this week because that was ruddy cold, weren't it?
Oh,
Especially
yes.
sort of first thing in the morning,
Oh,
you know?
yes. And a bit of a frost around. Even down on the seafront in Felixstowe, we've had a frost, which is rare.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, get a frost this time of year, you sort of think to yourself, well, come on, clear off, bugger off, because we want to be getting warm again. But
We
you
do.
know, that was chilly down the morning because me and Ticket, we went down the bus shelter and we were waiting for the bus because I got bored, Leslie, you know, so I phoned him up and I said, "What you doing, me old Betty?" And he said, "Oh, no, just sitting here reading the paper." I said, "Well, do you want to get on the bus?" So we decided we were going to either head off to Lowestoft,
Yes.
or we'd go to Beccles. You know, anyway, Beccles won the toss.
Okay.
So we got them to the bus shelter. Now, can I ask you something, Leslie?
Of course you can, Brian.
Because, you know, I know people have got these new ways of doing things and all that lot, but
Yes.
there was a little old party, right? She sat in the bus shelter.
Yep.
And she was on her phone. Now, when I say she's on her phone, she weren't on her phone. She was holding it in her hand.
Yep.
So I could hear what she was saying because obviously she was, you know, next to me. But I could also hear what her mate was saying on the other end. So that was another woman on the other end, right?
Yes, right.
And she's sitting there in the bar shelter. And of course, I weren't the only one. There's Ticket.
Yep.
There's another bloke waiting and a young boy, you know.
Yes.
And that woman's going on about her gynecologist, right?
Right, okay.
So she was, no, that's the truth, boy.
Okay, no, yeah.
She was saying, you know, how she got on at the gynecologist and the procedure he did and all this lot and what's going to happen and moving, you know, she's going to get her results and all that lot, but he don't think that's anything untoward.
Oh, my goodness.
Anyway, and how she'd had a bath before she went. I heard it all, you know, and I thought to myself, well, Christ almighty, some things have got to be kept private, ain't they?
Yes.
And why do people, and they ain't the first time I've seen someone do this, there's someone walking down the thoroughfare in Woodbridge the other day, and she was having a hell of a row on the phone with some bloke, and we could hear what was going on, you know, she was having a go at him because he'd got something wrong at home, you know.
Yes.
And I thought to myself, now, why can't people just talk normally on the phone? Why do they have to have people so you can hear them?
Well, so she wasn't holding it up to her ear and speaking, just so she had it on a speaker on the phone so everybody could hear.
No, that weren't up to her ear. She had that sort of, I don't know, she sort of had it halfway down so she can talk into it.
Yes.
But we could hear what the other woman was saying, and they went on about the gynecologist, and then they went on about going out Friday night. I had to hear what they were doing Friday night. They're supposed to be going to Colchester on Friday night, and I thought to myself, Christ almighty, for 2 pence, Leslie, I could have told her to shut her mouth and put the phone away, because I didn't want to hear it. Do you think that's right?
Well, I don't think that's very good etiquette, Brian, really, on her part, and I think there are too many people who listen to music these days or talk and forget that they could put some headphones in, you know. And I was listening to the radio the other evening and they were talking about this, and one of the presenters said she often goes up to people quietly and says, "Have you got any headphones?" And that kind of shames them sometimes into putting headphones in or turning the volume down a little bit, you know.
Well, I couldn't believe it, boy. I mean, I said the Ticket when we got on the bus, because she got on the bus as well, you know.
Yes.
She buggered off down the back. I expect, next thing you know, she'd be on the phone again. But she didn't. I said the Ticket, I said, what is it all coming to, boy, when you can't have a private conversation in private?
Yes.
Yet now everyone has to be listening to your private business.
Yes. So did you sit up the front then of the top deck and have a look around?
No, I went a top deck, boy. I was only a single one.
Oh, was it? Oh, right, okay. Yeah.
And I don't like to sit too far toward the back because I find I get a bit sick lately. If I sit too far, no, I do. When they go around the corner, my old guts start to go. So I sort of like, I don't want to sit at the front either.
No.
Because you get a draft when the door open.
Yes.
So I like to be sort of 3-4 rows back. So I prefer to sit near the window because I don't like people lumping into me when they go up the aisle, So that's where I sat, but I didn't hear nothing more from her. But that was a nice day,
trip
boy.
out. Oh, that's good.
We went out and we had a bit of grub, and got back on time. But the buses now don't run always on time, do they?
No, they don't. No. Sometimes I think we're going backwards in the world. How's Rosemary?
We are going backwards, boy. You hit the nail on the head there. We are going backwards in this country, but don't get me started on that because I'll be here all ruddy sad.
How's Rosie these days? She all right?
She's all right. Oh, yeah. I mean, she brought me a lovely egg custard tart round the other day.
I love those.
Christ, they're lovely, aren't they, boy?
I love those.
Christ, I love them. And I don't know about you, but I always try and leave the pastry bit to last. Sometimes I
do it the other way round. No, I do it the other way round. I have to have the pastry first and the best bit's the egg in the middle.
It's lovely because it can all soggy on the bottom, doesn't it?
Delicious, yeah.
I love it, boys. Nothing nicer than egg custard tart. Yes. Well, a Yorkie, of course, I like the Yorkie, but egg custard tarts are one of my favourites when that comes to cakes. I used to like donuts, boy, but every time I had a donut, I found I got the jam all down me, and then all the custard ones. So then I thought, well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll get the plain ones.
Yes.
I'll just have the plain ones, but no, they're the same, boy, are they?
No.
They're dry, aren't they? Dry as a knickers, dry as anyway, they're just dry, boy, aren't they? And so
yes, they're dry, Brian. Yes. Anyway, Rosemary, how's Rosemary
she brought
doing?
Me an egg custard tart round, and she sat there, right?
Yes.
And she say to me, I'm thinking of having a new kitchen.
Well, that's nice, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, no, Christ, there's nothing wrong with the kitchen she's got now, boy. I mean, she's got lovely wooden doors. They must have cost her a fortune when she had them 2 years ago, mind,
Yep.
But she had a bloke come round and fit them, I don't know, going back for, 10 years, I suppose. And she say, no, I fancy a change. I said, I know you fancy a change, but there's nothing wrong with the doors and the handles you got and the worktops. I mean, you can imagine, boy, she always keep herself tidy, and she's the same with her kitchen. Her pots and pans, boy, I've never seen pots and pans that shine like it.
What,
I don't know what she's going to do there. I say to her, you never know when you need that money. I know. Here's the trouble, women. They want to spend it, don't they, boys, like a disease. They get it in the hand, and they got hands like sieves, and the old money that falls through, they can't look after it. And I say to her, you want to look after that, my girl. You don't know when you'll want it.
Perhaps she wants an island, Brian.
Huh?
Perhaps she wants an island like I've got.
Oh, what one of them?
Islands.
Cup of things in the middle of the.
Yes.
In the well, she was on about that, and I say, why you want one of them? Because she had got a little bit of room for one of them. And do you know what she said to me? She said, I can get a tap in there.
Yes.
And that's instantly hot.
It is, yeah, instantly hot.
Now, how did that work then?
Oh, magic.
my tap take me, I don't know, because of my hearing cupboard. That I suppose that take about 40, 50 seconds, I suppose, before you get hot water.
Oh.
But once that's hot, same with the bath.
Well, this one you can make a cup of tea with.
Get a tap, she turn it on, she's saying that's instantly hot. Well, how the hell did that happen?
Well, you can make a cup of tea with it. You can put your cup with a tea bag in, under the tap, turn it on, and then you've got a cup of tea, straight from the tap, yeah.
Well, you got one of them then?
No, I can't afford one of those, no.
No, that's what I say to her. I say, well, what happened when that go wrong? That'll cost you an arm and a leg to get that fixed. Stick with what you know, girl. I said, you've got an immersion tank. No need to be buggering about having a thing in the middle of the, what do you call it again?
Island.
I say that's going to give you hot water when you've got no more than a metre away. You've got a ruddy sink with a tap that'll do the same thing. But I wouldn't make a cup of tea using the hot water out my sink, boy.
Would you not?
No, do you?
No, I haven't got one of those. But
well, what are you going on about then? Making a cup of tea using a hot water tap?
Well, they're special taps. They're special taps that, yeah. Have you not seen the adverts on the telly for them?
No, but you say to me, you make a cup of tea
Yeah.
using a hot water tap.
Yes.
That's what you say.
Yes, they're special taps, though, not
And then
normal taps.
But you don't do that.
No, I don't do that.
Well, what'd you say it for then?
I don't know.
Anyway, I say to her,
look,
it's your money. You do with it what you want. I say, if you want my advice, I'd look after it because you never know when you want it.
Anyway, did you notice this week that it was? I think it was it 40 years or 45 years they were celebrating of Bargain Hunt on the telly?
Bargain Hunt, yeah. Well, I give up watching that.
25 years. 25 years of Bargain Hunt.
Yeah, well, I give up watching that because I used to like it, boy. And then
I thought you did.
Didn't it?
Yeah, I thought you liked that.
That got soft. That used to be good, and then all of a sudden they used to get bargains, didn't they? And then the way that was turning out, they were buying something for, say 15 quid, weren't they?
Yes.
And then they were selling that for like 16 quid at the auction.
Yep.
And they say, "Oh, you've done well." And I used to sit and I think, what, for a ruddy quid? You're going all the way to auction. You have to pay, don't you, at the auction? What percent is that you have to pay, boy?
I think it's 15%, isn't it?
15%?
Yep.
So they got that, and what they got? 85p then. 85p, and you say, "Oh, you're done well." And I'll tell you what, what upset me, Leslie, is when they sit there at the end and they all kick their legs. Now, what the hell is that about?
Come back for some more Bargain Hunt. Hey! Yes.
That's right, they do that every time. But when they used to make good money. But now, if they celebrate a team that's ended up making a fiver, and I think, well, what's the point of that?
Yeah, well, often they win and you've lost 45 quid and you're the winner.
That's right. That's right. Well done, you're lost. You're lost. Well, what is the point of that? They ought to come up with something. If they're lost, they've got to leave a car there.
Okay.
Or do something like that, because they try a bit harder then, wouldn't they?
I'll suggest that,
I'll tell
Brian.
you what I used to like, boy, years ago. Well, I used to like Bullseye.
Oh, yes. Yeah, can't be a bit
was
bully.
Good on a Sunday night. I'd sit there and have me crumpets, and I'd watch a bit of Bullseye, and that was... who the hell done that now?
Jim Bowen. Jim Bowen.
Huh?
Jim Bowen.
Jim Bowen. He done that, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
That's right.
Yes.
And, yes, that's right. And they used to have one who could play darts.
Yes.
And then there's another one who was supposed to be clever, but it always used to turn out the other way round, didn't it? The one who was supposed to be the dart player knew more than the one who was answering the questions.
There's a wonderful clip the rounds on social media at the moment of Jim Bowen saying to two women, welcome to Bullseye. And he says to one, I understand you've been doing a sponsored slim. And she said, yes, I have. And he says, well, you haven't raised much, have you? Can you imagine them doing that on telly today?
He say what?
She'd been doing a sponsored slim. She clearly was slightly overweight still.
Who is?
One of the contestants.
You ain't on now, is it?
No, I watched somebody's taken a little clip out and put it on social media. A little Facebook reel.
Right.
Yeah. You know what that is?
What, no. So as... I don't know what you're on about, boy.
Brian, we'll have to leave it there. Have a great weekend, won't you? And we'll speak very soon.
All right then, boy. You have a lovely week. Enjoy the Suffolk sunshine.
Will do. Cheerio.
Cheerio together.